Hi guys, it's Dr. George here back for Tucked in Tuesdays. And I did post a little late, but I had to remember um, that I made a promise to return to Tucked in Tuesdays. So here I am. And I'll wait for a couple of you to come on. And if not, I'll get started in just a few minutes. I'm going to make sure that I have everything set up on my end over here. So I'm doing that now. Let's see. Just a second. I'll get started. And if you put your comments in there, I'll put them on the screen. We can interact a little bit. So we have some comments coming in. Yes, it has been a long time. We have VN Centerprise. And she said, happy summer. Yes, happy summer is right. So let me go ahead and share this really quickly. Then I can get started. All right, I am ready. Nancy, hello. Hi, Nancy, how are you? So share this live, invite a few people over. Hope all is well, Miss Storytime Days. I am, before I start reading, giving people a chance to come on, I'm going to tell you why I haven't been on. And so I had good intentions of last time when I relaunched Tucked in Tuesdays to be full-fledged on reading every Tuesday at 7:30, but life happened. I got very ill and was in the hospital a course of a little over a month, off and on, with just tummy issues, which I've shared here on Tucked in Tuesdays, and had to have a major surgery. Still not 100% back, but Tucked in Tuesdays is very special to myself and lots in the community. And so I had to bring it back. So I have on my onesie, not sure what this is called, but I have my onesie on. Next week, I will have a guest on um, from Urban Roots, Delilah. She will be reading a book about a garden and talking about some ways that you can stay healthy. So I am purchasing some okra water from her, some okra coffee, and some basil teas. So I'm excited about that. So the book we're reading tonight is actually an AR book. So if you have littles that do AR, I'll put that information in on the banners. And so let me put that up. That's the AR quiz number. And here is the title of the book, The Big Ideas of Buster Biggles, written by Mo O'Hara and illustrated by Dave Watson. So this book is illustrated and written by Dave Watson. And as many of you know, that means he wrote the book and he illustrated the book, meaning he drew the pictures. So there's a very important live going on now with the superintendent of BISD with Floyd Hope, the Kickback podcast. So I hope that many of my parents are tuned in there. And if you're not tuned in there, I need you to at least put your kids on here and go listen to that live. So, Big Ideas of Buster Bickles by Dave Watson. So, this is geared for ages 4 through 8. And so, here we go. From the moment he woke up, Buster Biggles was full of big ideas. Hey, Mom, look, I'm a flesh eating robot. Mom, look out, laundry monster. Hey, Mom, X-ray vision. So he's a busybody, right? He's got ideas coming. Sounds a little like me as an adult. I have great ideas. Buster, stop fooling around or you'll miss the bus, Mom yelled. He made it just in the nick of time for show and tell. So there he is, probably like many of you when the school year starts. You're going to be rushing, and then you get to school and everything's new, and he almost missed show and tell. So everybody's laughing at him because look what happens. Maybe he had too many ideas. No one seems to like my ideas, Mom Buster said sadly. Let me read that again. No one seems to like my ideas, Mom, Buster said sadly. So Buster's sad. He's very, very sad. we visit Uncle Roswell? He'll understand. He always has a lot of big ideas. Oh, Bronson burner, shouted Uncle Roswell. Is something wrong? Buster asked. Not just wrong, his uncle exclaimed. It's stupendously, horrendously, tremendously wrong. Come this way. So it must be pretty bad. Whoa, what is that thing? Asked Buster. I call it the what if machine, his uncle proclaimed. It makes anything you can imagine into reality. But I need some big ideas to test it. And I can't think of any. So here we go. Say, you wouldn't have any big ideas, would you? Asked his uncle. Do I have any ideas? Boy, do I ever, Buster said. As Buster began, the machine kicked into gear. So the machine's just going, chugging along. What if I had a giant mustache? Or we were invisible? Or we could walk on the ceiling? Or it was raining guinea pigs? Or I had a hat made of cheese? Or we had little tiny heads? Or we were wild monkeys? Or we traveled by rocket-powered cows? Then Buster had an even bigger idea. So Uncle doesn't look very impressed, right? He almost looks a little frightened. Write down those AR numbers because you can come back, watch this, and take those tests when school comes. What if the world was made of ice cream? Oh, I don't know if that'd be good. Maybe we'll find out. Extraordinary, exclaimed Uncle Roswell. I wonder. Oh, I think I skipped a page. Just 1 second. I did. All at once, it was. There was even a caramel river. And Buster wondered, what if our neighborhood was filled with robot dinosaurs? So now the world is made of ice cream. There's a caramel river. I'm not too opposed to a caramel river. Extraordinary, exclaimed Uncle Roswell. I wonder if they're friendly. So now there's robots in the neighborhood. And they're wondering now if they're friendly. Smash, crunch, wham, they weren't. What if machine, get us far away from here as possible, Buster yelled. So they're ramming in the houses. Yikes, gulped Uncle Roswell. Now, they appear to be underwater. And my cousin Marty is on here. He says, hey, cuz, I love you. I love you too, Marty. I wish we were back home, Buster shouted, but the machine just sat there. The what if machine has drifted too far away, said Uncle Roswell. It can't hear us. Buster had to have a big idea fast. So there's drifting away. And here's Buster's idea. He rips the horn off that mermaid fish bat thing. What if I had a really long arm? So he uses it like a megaphone and he screams and turns the machine off. That's a scary arm. And suddenly everything was back to normal. Brilliant, stupendous, you saved us, Uncle Roswell said after the smoke had cleared. If there's anything I can do for you, Buster, just ask. Well, said Buster, actually, there might be. I wonder what Buster's going to ask. Today, show and tell. And from that day forward, nobody ever laughed at Buster's big ideas again. So everybody got what they wanted from the what if machine. How cool is that? So what would you do if you had a what if machine? Well, I'll answer my two biggest questions. My biggest takeaway from this book is sometimes we think we want things changed, but we don't plan them out and then it happens and we don't have a what if machine, right? We just have to go through life fixing it. So boys and girls and adults, before you just take a big idea and run with it, start thinking about the consequences, the long term, not just the short term. My favorite part of the book has to be when Buster probably had the best idea when the machine had drifted away and you think all is lost. And then he thinks, oh, if I take this horn and yell. So being innovative, being creative, never giving up. It's probably my favorite part of the book. So this book is called Big Ideas, Buster Biggles by Dave I said Watson, Wasson. And you can get this book probably at your local library off of Amazon. The book, you always want to have permission to read the books. The permission was granted by HarperCollins Publishers. And so again, that AR information is streaming at the top and bottom of your book. We had a short book tonight, but a very good book. Oh, as a matter of fact, I have two books. Oh no, I'm going to read one tonight. I don't want to overdo it. So my first time back. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Share this live, and I'll see you back next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Says be innovative, be creative, never give up. I love it. Those are some very encouraging words. Yes, even as adults, sometimes we think ideas are not so great, especially when people don't really. I remember when I first started Tucked In Tuesdays, there were thousands of people watching, right? Peak of Tucked In Tuesdays. And then you get on, there's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, but I have to keep going, right? I had to start with 0 at the beginning, and now I have to start all over again. And even if we don't get back up to those numbers, those that are around are the ones that matter. And I need to show you my onesie before I go. So here's the back. There's wings all the way down, and I have a tail. So I always like to show off my onesie. Guys, you have a great night. Remember, have a great night on purpose. Rest well, be well. And if nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves you. Good night, guys. See you next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central.